I envision Reinas Gowns in the next 5 years to be a household name synonymous with high quality statement pieces.
What is your story and how did you discover your passion for fashion design?
So my journey into the fashion business has not been a conventional one, in that I didn't go to school for this.
Hello everyone, welcome in Made in Africa podcast that brings you true and original stories of Africans.
But after weeks, the piece did not come out as I had envisioned. The fabric was not right, the cut was not right, but at that point I could not tell it's the fabric.
In today's episode, we are with Scholastic Gatobu, very unique, talented Kenyan fashion designer.
Empowerment, on the other hand, especially with our rental model, is about accessibility. Making luxury more accessible. Yes.
You are part of Creative DNA cohorts. How has this community supported your journey?
Creative DNA was very pivotal for my journey as a designer on the personal level and for the brand. New York Fashion Week would be quite a dream. But above that, dressing celebrities not only locally, I think seeing one of my designs in red carpets in Hollywood, that would also be really amazing.
Greetings, dear fashion lovers and fashion enthusiasts. Welcome again in Made in Africa podcast. Today we have a very interesting guest as always. How are you doing today?
I'm very fine, Celestin. Thank you for having me.
Good. So before I go, anything, can you introduce yourself and tell fashion lovers who are you, and so they understand who are you, and we have very nice vibe voice.
Thank you. So my name is Scholastic Gatobu, and I am the designer, founder, and creative director for Reinas Gowns, Kenya. Reinas Gowns is a women's evening wear brand. We focus primarily on women's wear, particularly gowns. We are based in Nairobi, Kenya, and we do offer gowns on both bespoke and rental options.
Okay.
Yes.
That sounds very interesting.
Yeah.
So what is your story and how did you discover your passion for fashion design?
So my journey into the fashion business has not been a conventional one, in that I didn't go to school for this. Actually, back in uni, I studied sustainable tourism and hospitality management.
Okay.
But I would say fashion has always been part of me growing up, but mostly as a consumer. I always knew I'll have my foot in fashion, mostly as a retailer, and that's how I registered the business in the first place. I thought I would be buying pieces and reselling them from designers, or importing, either reselling the dresses or jewelry. That's how I actually started. But it got to a point where after I left my 8-to-5 job, the business was supposed to be a side hustle, but after leaving the side hustle job, I had to now put my foot into the business. Okay. Mostly for survival at the time, to put food on the table. And the first pieces that we started as a brand, they were actually I bought them and I started renting them.
Oh, really?
But with time, that model was not sustainable. Mostly because, unlike other rental businesses outside, they usually do have a variety of designers to get dresses from and rent them out. Locally, it was becoming a bit challenging because most of the designers at the time, this is like 3 years ago.
Okay.
We are actually 3 years into the business. They highly focused on, when it comes to gowns, they highly focused on wedding gowns only. But I felt there was a gap for other events like proms, birthdays, baby showers, red carpet events. So that created an opportunity as well as a challenge.
Okay.
I didn't have any training in making clothes. So the first thing I did is I commissioned a tailor to do the work. But after weeks, the piece did not come out as I had envisioned. The fabric was not right, the cut was not right. But at that point, I could not tell it's the fabric.
Okay.
I could not tell it's the cut because I have no idea. So I would say that was the pivotal moment where it clicked to me that I had to learn how to produce. So basically, in my mind, it was like, even if I scale and I have a team, at least I need to understand what to correct so that I can be able to know the fabric is not going to work for this design. If it's the cut, how do you correct that? So that's how I found myself learning.
Okay.
And at this point, I'm not working. I'm out of a job. So I had time on my hands. And unfortunately, I was not in a position to take myself to school, fashion school.
Okay.
So I am a very resourceful person, I believe, and very proactive. And I am a fast learner. So YouTube tutorials became my friend. How to sew, I would be there day in, day out, learning how to make. And I was particularly so interested in gowns, not shirts, not skirts, gowns.
Actually, this is the second time as you are described as a self-taught designer.
Yes.
What motivated you to take this unconventional path, and what were the biggest challenges you faced learning on your own?
Yeah, so what motivated me first was, the need to understand how to make these pieces with the mentality that that's how I'd be able to lead a team if I get to a point where I have a team to produce. But I ended up loving it. I enjoyed DIY projects. I ended up enjoying the process of the late nights, understanding how to make patterns, understanding how to sew. And basically, that's how I ended up learning. I describe myself as a self-taught self-learning because it's a continuous journey. I'm still learning. Yeah, I would say the challenges at the time was mostly resources, getting my first machine, the sewing machine, purchasing fabrics, given that I'm making a lot of mistakes at that time because I'm just learning, and also the skill. But with the passion, the consistency, I'm on this other side now.
Here we are.
Here we are.
Yeah, that sounds very interesting. I think fashion lovers and fashion enthusiasts, you are enjoying. If you have any comments you would like to ask, always after our podcast we post few pictures. You can always go on our Instagram or social media. You can ask any question to Reinas Gowns. You can also make some orders. So the name Reina is a beauty. It's something beautiful according to, if you investigate the name. So what is the story behind it, and how did it reflect your brand's mission?
That's a very good question. I think most of the people, when they hear it's Reinas Gowns, they assume it's my name.
Actually, even me before I was like, she's called Reina.
So when I was registering the business, my mindset was set on a name that represents royalty. So actually the first name that I submitted to the registrar of companies was Malkia. That is queen in Swahili. Malkia Collections. But unfortunately it was not available. So the next name,
it was taken?
Yes, it was not available. So
that's very interesting. Okay.
Yeah, so the next one I had on my list was Reinas, which is still queens in Spanish. And I think it worked out for the best. That's how we ended up with the name. And I think it has really embodied the vision that I had for the brand, royalty. I hope that every woman who wears a piece from us feels like the royalty that she is. Okay. Yes.
Sounds very interesting.
Yeah.
So you are focused on helping women shine on their special occasion, like fashion lovers who have watched your Instagram, they look at your videos, they see you really help women. You find most of your collections, women wear them when they have these special occasions. So what does empowerment through fashion mean to you personal?
To me personally, I view it in two forms. Basically, the first one is the expressive side, where fashion gives you the ability to express yourself the way you show up. Also the confidence. I mean, if a woman feels good, she looks good, she becomes, or she feels so confident, and I feel she shows up differently. Empowerment, on the other hand, especially with our rental model, is about accessibility, making luxury more accessible. Yes.
Sounds very interesting. Now, actually, that makes me to ask you, what is your favorite color? Or what's your favorite colors? Because if you look at your collections, you have very unique colors. Or actually, you have all colors: green, red, blue. So, what are your favorite colors?
Personally, as a person, I love black.
Why?
I feel it's usually it's like a blank canvas and you can do anything with it. But really, you argue black is not a color, because I've heard someone say black is not a color. Yeah, so I love, personally, for my personal style, I love dull, black colors, silver, grayish, this metallic colors that don't scream. But when it comes to the creating process, that's where I think I extend myself, because it's not about me, it's mostly about the women that I'm creating for. Yes.
By the way, tell fashion lovers, describe your brand so fashion lovers understand Reinas Gowns very well. Take us through your dresses. Like, you have a very beautiful dresses, very tall. So give us, fashion lovers, an image, or businesses an image, your brand, to understand what's your brand, size of the clothes. You said you produce for women, so give us, so we see someone who is listening is like, I want to go check that brand right now.
Okay, so I would describe, basically it's all about celebrations. I think our main theme, or what we produce, is always around celebrating either birthdays, baby showers, red carpets, bridal as well, proms. So basically our outfits are circle around celebrations of sorts. So we have grand ball gowns, we have simple silhouettes, we have short dresses for cocktail parties. Basically a mix of everything. In terms of colors, we do not confine, just basically very expressive, from pink to yellow to black. Yes.
Okay. So now when a client comes in, what they request?
So
the request is, show me the colors you have. So what the request they request, like, yeah.
So we have two types of clients. There are those who come to us who already know exactly what they want. They are like, Reina, I want a ball gown in color red and this and that. And there are those who are like, show me what you have and I'll select something that I feel will be a good fit for me and the event. Yeah, so basically it all depends with the client. Yes, there are those who are very specific and they exactly know what they want. And there are those who are open to it and open to work with what you have. Yes.
So that's a very interesting. Now, how do you ensure each gown tells a story of empowerment and elegance as your brand promises? Or your brand is promise as your slogan?
Yes. So this is either through especially for the bespoke aspect of it, when you're custom making for a client, some they want it to represent something, maybe what they are celebrating at that point or how they want to show up on that day. So when designing, you design a piece that structures around the story they want to tell. The other one, the fact that the client can access, for those who are not coming in for the bespoke, that is the rental side of it, the fact that they are able to access high quality pieces at a fraction of the price, I feel that's empowerment in a way.
Okay.
Yes.
So, and for fashion lovers, maybe to understand, that's which I think this is a very interesting question, because one designer was saying he make clothes, but he just make already I don't know how do you call it, but he produce clothes put on a hanger, people come and shop. So he doesn't want to...
The hassle of dealing with the clients and their specification. You're speaking about ready-to-wear.
Ready-to-wear, definitely. Thank you very much. Yeah. So, and for you, it's not ready-to-wear, right?
Yes. For the gowns, it's that's why it's bespoke. Like we custom make them. We have two models in the business. That is the bespoke, to cater to someone who wants something specific that we don't have.
Okay.
The rental option, we make collections. This is based on either just me as a designer, my creative expression. I make a collection and I avail these pieces to people to rent out for their events. And also sometimes we do listen to what the clients are asking for. Like I wish you guys could have a maternity gown that's in black and white. So sometimes we do make collection based on the feedback from the clients.
Okay.
So yes, in terms of the financial aspect of it, the profit bits of it, ready to wear is where the money is at, because you're just producing and people walk in and buy. You don't have to deal with all the specifications of each client. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, that is very interesting.
Yeah.
So now for you to make sure every gown tell a story, there is feedback from your clients, there is your specification, there is also the demand.
Yes.
Oh, that's very interesting.
So it's striking the balance between the creative person that I am, what's the creativity behind it, and also what the clients do want or what's in demand.
Okay.
Yes.
That's very interesting. So fashion lovers, if you are listening right now, just go on her Instagram, you'll find your choice and you will love very unique colors. So Schola.
Yes.
You are part of Creative DNA cohorts. How has this community supported your journey? And what has you gained from being a part of this network?
Creative DNA. That's another very pivotal, I would say, Creative DNA was very pivotal for my journey as a designer on the personal level and for the brand. Keep in mind, I didn't have any conventional training in fashion. So for me, this was like a crash course into the fashion industry and the fashion business.
Okay.
Before I was just operating in my own little bubble to just create gowns. But through Creative DNA, I was able to be part of the creative community. I mean, the networking opportunities. That's how we met.
Yeah, for sure. That's how we met.
Yeah. And also the program was really well tailored for the creative, but especially for a designer. So for me, it really helped me because I got to have the opportunity to experience and learn things from some of the pioneers in the industry, understand the industry, and it also gave me validation that my work had meaning, because keep in mind, I didn't go to school for this. I have made pieces and I have made the cut to be part of the cohort. So it gave me validation for what I was creating. And I think that was the first time I saw the potential that the brand had, not just to be a hobby, and the potential it had to go beyond Kenya.
Okay.
Yes.
If you look at so far, what have you gained from Creative? Then you can say like A, B, C, D. So you have gained networking. Actually, I have. Why didn't you go to England last tour? I saw others, they went in England. Why didn't you go to Africa around the fashion week something? Eh?
I didn't make the cut, and also because they were giving a chance to not only the Kenyan designers, but Creative DNA is in different countries.
Yes.
So they were only picking 3, and unfortunately this time I didn't make it to be among the 3 who would go there. Yeah, but they usually do give us opportunities whenever they come along. What I love about it, it's not one of those programs where after you're done with your cohort, that's it. You become part of the community. So whenever they have opportunities throughout the year, they usually do share. So other than the networking opportunities, the collaborative opportunities, I also got to do my first runway through the program. I did Tribal Chic, last year.
That was, you did it 2023.
Yes.
2023.
2024.
2024.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
24. I think 24.
You covered this year.
I covered it. Oh, I covered it this year.
Yes.
You're right. Yeah.
Wayne. The year is almost over. So I did the last one through Creative DNA. I've been able to showcase in Nairobi Design Week as well through the platform. And also the mentorship and the fact that now I have peers in the creative industry, we can share and, creatives understand each other, the pain points of running a creative business.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that's very interesting. So
Yes.
thanks to Creative DNA, and let's hope many African designers were able to be part of that great community.
Yes.
So sustainability is also part of sustainable fashion practices, is part of your business model. Sustainability is clearly important to your brand. Can you explain your approach to promoting a circular economy in fashion?
That's a very interesting question. So I look sustainability in two forms. First one is the environmental one, which I think is what gets most focus when we talk about sustainability in fashion, mostly because fashion is among the top polluters. I think it's second after oil and gas, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
So as any fashion house, fashion brand, I think it's always good to be vigilant in the way you produce. So for us, in terms of the environment, we are very intentional in the production process, making sure that the way we are cutting the fabrics, we minimize the leftover materials. We've gone a step further to design pieces based on the scraps. Is it like the piece the model wanted?
Yes.
The design came from the question of how can we use these scraps. That's how that design was created.
Okay.
Coming up with creative designs that utilize the leftover fabrics. And also I do aim to make versatile pieces such that, you see, for the ball gowns, I do make them in a way that they can be detachable.
Okay.
So that if a client doesn't want the long version, they want the short version, you just have one gown that is serving two purposes.
Okay.
So in terms of production, that's in terms of the environment, our intention mostly is on the production bit, making most of every piece of fabric that you have. Also, it's a no-brainer. Our rental approach is definitely promoting the circular economy. It's reducing waste massively because, for instance, instead of making 10 gowns, the same design, 10 pieces of the same design for 10 women, one piece can serve the same number of women through the rental model. And also we ensure that the quality of the pieces is high because it will be in rotation for longer through the rental model. So yes, through the rental option, we also substantially reduce the waste that would be accumulated if we were making each piece for every woman. The other bit of sustainability I think is not usually talked about much is the financial aspect of the business. So that's where we are striving. I believe fashion is a creative, but it's also a livelihood for many designers, if not all. So that's also an aspect we should give more consideration in ensuring that the fashion businesses are sustainable. They can stand on their own. They can, fit the financial bit for the creatives.
Okay.
Yes.
Sounds very interesting. Now, fashion lovers, they are wondering what specific steps do you take to reduce fashion waste? Yeah.
So, as I said earlier, that would be during the production, making sure that we have minimal scraps that are left when you're cutting the patterns. And also, if you have scraps, making sure that we find designs that can utilize those scraps so that we don't have any waste going out there. If it does, it's very minimal. Yes.
So actually that's a very interesting. Now even fashion lovers may wonder, but this question I even asked some fashion lovers because we have people who listen this episode. They are all over the world.
Yes.
America, elope. So this question, I just put it here. So actually this question came from the fashion lovers because I was preparing the questions, and one is like, put that question there. So as a business, like you are doing a business, so what challenge do you face in maintaining sustainable practices while running a profitable business, and how do you overcome them? Because there probably be challenges you face.
Yes. I think mostly the biggest challenge would be, when you're trying to produce sustainably, either by the use of high quality fabrics that increase the longevity of the pieces that you're making, that has a cost implication. And as a business, you're competing with other brands who are either mass producing. So in terms of fabrics, they don't look at the quality of fabric. It's all about, the profits over what is actually being produced. So I would say the biggest challenge is trying to produce sustainably and compete at the same time with brands that are, not keen on that avenue. So for example, an example I would give is, let's say as a brand, you're producing a t-shirt and the cost of a good quality fabric, let's say it's around 1,000. On the other end, in the market, a client can find a t-shirt for less than that. So you see, it's quite a delicate and difficult process to balance why you'd continue producing sustainably while people have options of this. So I would say that would be the biggest challenge, trying to produce sustainably while still being competitive, because you're a business after all.
Actually, there is another question fashion lovers they were debating, because actually there's a picture circulating. Someone was showing a picture from Gikomba and moving in a market of Gikomba and picking up pieces from Kikomba, pieces everyone have been stepped on, and then go wash them and they create the clothes, and then they bring the clothes, they were wearing clothes. So they're talking about the clothes, the quality of the clothes. Then the question comes in, how much water used to wash those pieces? Now the soap, the energy, and is it really washed? So give us the difference. When you look at, like you said, your collection there, it's about celebration. When you look at your gowns, they look so very clean. So the pieces you use, like the pieces, are you picking up pieces like that one pieces, or they are pieces left over from what you do? So how do you those pieces? Where do
the ones I'm saying, the scraps. It's from, we usually buy fabrics from the fabric store. We design the gown. So what is left over, because for making piece of clothing, it's not just a straight cut. There are those pieces.
Even your gowns, you have so many.
Yes,
you have to the design you have to cut.
So the leftovers from what we bought, not the pieces that we are collecting anywhere. So it's the fabric itself that is left over after making this piece. That's why you see sometimes we have a lot of ruffling in our designs. That's a way of making use of some of those little pieces.
Okay, now give your views to now Made in Africa. What is your point of view on recycling, upcycling the jeans fabrics when they make another clothes? How do you view that correction according to you?
What's my view on recycling?
And upcycling.
The
jeans.
When people talk about jeans, that is denim, the denim fabric.
Denim fabric, yes.
I know it's highly associated with one of the the fabrics that uses a lot of water, especially in making of it. But I think as long as it's being recycled and upcycled, it's always better than it being left out there in the landfill. As long as you can give new life to an old piece of clothing that would have just been dumped somewhere, I think it's a plus. It's a way of reducing waste, of course. Yes. So I am for it.
So you are saying that now someone who is a fashion lover who still doubt to wear that clothes because someone is like, you take a jacket, you throw it in Dandora, in that dump site, and then after 2 years someone go pick that jacket and bring it back, wash it, and then put it to the market. So how can you what fashion lovers, they're like, that jacket, it's totally, you can't wash it, so it is definitely done. So what are your views on that?
So I think their concern mostly for that fashion lover is not about the upcycling part of it and recycling. Their concern is the cleanliness.
Yes.
How clean is it? So I think if anyone is doing that, the best thing that they can do, because in business it's all about trust, is ensuring that they actually do proper cleaning, not just water and soap. They actually do the actual cleaning of, maybe even taking it to professional cleaners where they treat it, because at the end of the day, the client needs to be comfortable in what they're wearing, and they also need to be safe, so that you don't give a client something and it maybe reacts on their skin. So their concern there is not about the recycling and the upcycling. Their major concern there is about the cleanliness. How clean is it? Is it actually clean? So if the creative is doing that, they should ensure, maybe even show the process of how they clean it. Do they treat it? And what process do they take it after, collecting it and taking it back to the market?
Okay.
Yes.
Actually, you made it very clear. Thank you very much. Even I learned for that.
Yes.
So I want to take you a bit back before we talk about business model, innovation, future vision, and inspiration for Reinas Gowns. When I take you back, because fashion lovers, they want to understand you really when you were 16 years old. So take us when you were 16 years old, and how, if the idea of all fashion touches or talent was already there. If you not tell when the first time you feel like this is the first time I knew I will be a fashion designer.
Should I say I was a late bloomer? I didn't know I will be a fashion designer up until 3 years ago. I always knew I'd be in fashion, either as a model or just as someone who owns a boutique. And for some time I did do modeling at some point. And that's how I actually got to understand about the availability of gowns around during the modeling days. At 16, I would say I loved fashion in terms of expression. I love music as well. So what I would see in music videos, I really do enjoy music videos, mostly because of the fashion that is there. So at 16, I would say in terms of fashion, I was mostly just a consumer. Yes, I love to put on pieces. My mom was a big inspiration. She always loved to experiment with what she would give me to wear. So I would say at that point, fashion was just a way to express myself. Not much of it. I didn't think much of it in terms of being a designer. A funny thing is, during this creative DNA process program, we did have a session where it was so introspective, and we were tasked to go back to your childhood. Now that you've mentioned it, when I look back at it, I think there were moments that I can pinpoint that were leading me towards this journey. It's just that I didn't pay much attention to them, mostly because when I was growing up, I think it's different nowadays. Creatives were not something that were encouraged. It was more about, study, do this, the non-creative careers. So that was where my focus was. I didn't see the creative bit of it. But looking back at it, I can pinpoint how early on, the first time I interacted with a machine, the first time I actually made a piece for a modeling project. So I think they were always there. It's just that I didn't pay attention to them.
Okay.
Yes.
Sounds very interesting.
Yeah.
And now, as a designer, before we go there, we want to... So Kenya is have a diverse, unique cultures. Let me call it unique cultures because you find Kenyans, we have Maasai, people from the coast, people from Meru, people from different sides.
Yes.
So to you as a fashion designer, how does your culture from your motherhood influence your fashion designing?
Interesting. I think personally I was raised in a very cosmopolitan setting, not in the traditional setting. I actually grew up in a Swahili Islamic heavily influenced community. So for me, that's why I'm saying when I look back, I sometimes do trace why I love things like gowns, because the long silhouettes, flowy things that are, sweeping the floor, heavily adorned, that was like a staple when growing up.
Okay.
So I would say maybe that from my childhood has influenced my love for gowns. The other maybe traditional thing I can pinpoint is that at some point I did learn how to crochet from my grandmother. But back then we didn't see it as a big deal. It's one of those things that you usually just do. A girl can learn how to crochet. So bringing that to me as a fashion designer now, I think the biggest takeaway I can take from it is how expressive it lets me be, without confining myself into any rules, like this is the only way to do it. Like I have the freedom to express myself. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is very, very interesting.
Yeah.
So, dear fashion lovers, hope you are having a good time enjoying the conversation, our episodes with Schola. And Schola, we talk about business model and innovation. You offer both bespoke, tailoring, and rental option. How did you develop this duo to approach, and what advantage does it offer your client?
Okay, so when starting out, I always thought it would be the rental option. That was the idea. But slowly, I think Kenya, right now we are slowly shifting. At least people are open to the rental option.
Okay.
Because I feel we as a country, we mostly there's a lot of prestige in owning the pieces instead of the rental, which I think is quite opposite from abroad. Abroad celebrities do rent out gowns, but here a lot of prestige is associated with owning the pieces rather than renting. So the rental option is there as a sustainable option for the business and also for the clients who are looking just to enjoy their moment without the hefty cost that's associated with owning these pieces, because gowns are not just your everyday wear, and that's also reflected in the cost. So with the rental option, it's for the clients who just want to own a luxury piece for the day, for the moment, without the extra hassle that's associated with it. And in my opinion, through renting, a piece can serve several clients. So that's impact right there. The bespoke option, on the other end, is there to serve clients who are looking for exclusivity and who just maybe want to own a piece for keepsakes or for remembrance of their event. Having this dual model, I think, keeps us as a business, makes us more agile financially, and also in terms of the market we are open to. And also we are not forcing the clients on only one model. All we are just saying as a brand is, if you just want to own your moment, or if you want to own your piece, we still have you either way.
Okay.
Yes.
So actually that brings the question, when you rent, take fashion lovers to understand, you don't need to understand maybe how you clean, but make as sure that after someone rents a gown, bring it back, the process is well done.
Yes. So for one, all the cleaning before and after rental is always on our end. We don't leave it to the client. For cleaning, we do work with professional dry cleaners. that's how we go about it. So our process is, once you take a piece from us, the flow of the of the entire process is they are already clean. So when you rent it, it comes to you. When you're done, we take it to the cleaners and now have it on standby for the next client.
Okay.
Yes.
Sounds very interesting and very clear.
Yes.
So what is your process for creating your rental collection? How do you balance trend-setting style with timeless elegance?
Interesting. So most of the collections that we've done so far for rental, the inspiration is one on my end as the creative person, just me expressing myself or showcasing some of the ideas that I have. I've made collections based on the vision that I've had. The other side is by listening to what the clients are asking for, especially when it comes to the baby shower, maternity aspect of it. It's the gowns that clients are asking for, because they do give us feedback, and you also do get to hear from the inquiries that you're getting. So for example, you find for some time someone or several clients have been looking for a white maternity baby shower gown. So we've also done collection based on what the clients are asking. So it's all about balancing between the two, and I feel that by listening to the clients, we are able to keep up with the trends, because they're the ones who actually know what's going on, compared to me as the creative just making collections just out of the creativity or the expressive part of it.
Okay.
Yes.
Sounds very interesting again. So we know you have a future vision and you have aspiration and project. So what exciting projects are you working on for Reinas Gowns? Where do you see the brand in the next 5 years?
Currently we are just focusing on expanding our rental catalog, creating more pieces and adding more statement pieces to the rental collection. We've also been working on ready-to-wear pieces, but our ready-to-wear, we wanted to be on pre-order basis, just producing what is needed, instead of the other model where you produce a lot of pieces and wait for them to be purchased. Okay. So we are working on that as well. And also hopefully by next year we'll be having our first official bridal collection. I envision Reinas Gowns in the next 5 years to be a household name, synonymous with high quality statement pieces. And I am manifesting a brand that has a footprint beyond the country and hopefully globally. Okay. Yes.
So that's the way you are seeing yourself in 5 years?
Yes.
Okay. And which fashion shows do you feel like they're on your list to go participate in? Exhibitions, international?
New York Fashion Week would be quite a dream. Yes, I think that's the one I would look really forward to. But above that, dressing celebrities not only locally. I think seeing one of my designs in red carpets in Hollywood, that would also be really amazing.
Oh, yes. Sounds inspiring. And all the best to that.
Thank you.
And I am sure we'll meet in a New York Fashion Week sometime soon.
Amen to that.
So for younger African designers listening to this podcast, what advice would you give to them about building a sustainable fashion business that makes a positive impact?
For the young designers, if you haven't started, I would say start with the little resources that you have. When you start, you'll figure out the rest along the way. But above that, I would say stay curious, keep learning, and keep showing up. And do believe in yourself and what you're creating. Be intentional in what you're creating, not just for the sake of it.
Okay.
Yes.
So, and any message to your fellow Kenyans and African designers?
Let's keep telling our stories. and I believe we do have the capacity to dress our continent and the world at large. And it's time to change the narrative that we are just consumers as a continent. I believe we are great producers, good quality producers at that. So let's keep on telling our stories, keep on creating. Yes.
And the rest is the message you can send to your clients, people who support you, who are there always for you. Tell them something.
Thank you so much for the support so far. Thank you for letting us be part of your stories, be part of your memorable events, and do promise to continue serving you with the best pieces, high quality pieces. Yes, and I look forward to making more pieces for you.
Okay.
Yes.
So thank you very much, Missy Schola.
Yes.
So, dear fashion lovers, fashion enthusiasts, businesses, thank you once again for listening our episode in Made in Africa podcast. We hope you enjoyed today's guest. We hope to see you again.
Thank you so much for having me, Celestin. It was a pleasure, and finally we did it.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
Yes.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to our episode. See you next time with your host, Celestin Ntawirema.